Hello friends, today's video is dedicated to Sankhya. Now in Sankhya we know there are two eternal concepts called Purusha and Prakriti. Purusha is also called as consciousness and Prakriti is better called as matter. Now there is a concept called Sanyog, whereby Purusha influences Prakriti or Prakriti gets influenced by Purusha, no one knows that, but because of their combination the first evolute that comes about is called as Mahat, also called as intellect. So this is more like intellect is more like cosmic in the sense like the concept of we, okay, but then there comes ego, also called as ahankar. Now Prakriti is a combination of sattva, rajas and tamas, and each one of the evolute has sattva, rajas, tamas in various proportion. But here it is balanced. Okay, so when there is a combination of Prakriti and Purusha, the balance is disturbed and evolution starts. So as I said, first is the evolute that is called as Mahat, or you can call it as intellect. Then is the ego, and the ego starts bifurcating. Okay, so from ego comes mind. We say na, my mind, my five sense organs. Okay, that is sense or power of hearing, power of touch, power of seeing, power of taste, power of smell. So these are basically the sense powers. Okay. Then we also have five. We say my, so my means ego. Okay, so my five motor organs with which we do the activity. Okay, so here there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here also we have 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. You can put it as speech, hands, feet, reproductive organs and excretory organs. Okay, so this is procreation, this is throwing stuff that we don't want outside our body. Now this is when sattva is dominant in the ego, when this bifurcation happens, and when tamas is predominant in the ego, at that time you have the evolution of the 5 subtle elements, also called as tanmatras. Okay, and they are sound, touch, sight, taste and smell. It's called as Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa and Gandha in Sanskrit. And combination of this leads to combination of all these leads to 5 gross elements, which we see in the objective world, of which we are also made of, that is space, air, fire, water and earth. So this is basically the evolution chart. Now today's video is dedicated to understanding how can we use this in our day-to-day life, because this looks very abstract and we are like, what is this, what diagram is this? But when you study for a little while and contemplate on this diagram, we realize that whatever action leads us to the downward movement, focus on the downward movement, is called as bhoga, enjoyment. And whatever action that we do that helps us understand this route upwards is called as spiritual development. Also, we can understand one concept, that is, we have to take care of the 5 elements. 5 elements in the objective world, so that the 5 elements in us is taken care of. Everything is interconnected. So if we use some sprays, if you burn something, etc., you are messing with this, you're messing with air concept. So naturally your lungs will also have a negative effect. So what I'm trying to say is, we as human beings have to take care of the objective world so that the subjective world doesn't suffer. Remember friends, this whole part is subjective and this is our object. Our senses are drawn this side, okay? But suppose sound is there and we don't have power of hearing, then this object is no good to us, correct? So our power of our organs has to be strong, and then the whole 5 senses is useful to understand through the subtle elements the objective world, and that is called as bhoga. So in Pratyahar, which is the 5 steps of Ashtanga, the 5th step in fact of Ashtanga, you slowly and steadily, with the help of pranayam etc., take care of the mind and you withdraw from the external, and slowly the senses starts focusing internally, and mind is focused inwards to understand what is this ego, what is this intellect, what is prakriti, and that is called as discriminating knowledge. Discriminating can happen only when there are 2 concepts. Okay, so we are trying to understand what is prakriti, because it is very difficult to understand with our intellect what is Purusha. So it is in our range of intellect to understand what is Prakriti. So we realize what is eternal, what is non eternal, what is right, what is not right. All this we understand. Okay? So that is understanding the matter. Once you understand the matter in totality, then we can understand Purusha also. Like for example, when we understand north, then it is not difficult to understand south, east and west, correct? But you have to understand Prakriti in its real nature without any conditioning of the mind, without any disturbance from the objective world. So we have to first of all start becoming sensitive to the objective world, the five gross elements, because we are also made out of the five gross elements. Slowly and steadily understand the relationship of these five or sense organs and its 10 objects. Okay, five subtle elements and the five gross elements. Use the motor elements to do the right action. Slowly turn your mind inwards to try and understand the content of our ego, its strength, its power, so that we get discriminatory knowledge with the help of our intellect to understand Prakriti in totality, so that we understand the difference between Prakriti and Purusha, so that mind, body and intellect can be used to focus on consciousness. So that was the gist of Sankhya Yoga and its application in day-to-day life, to go from bhoga to apavarga, to go from enjoyment to real spirituality. Thank you so much.